your own set ways, and I have my set ways, and we can communicate. But at the end of the fucking day, this is you can call it dictatorship, but I'm in charge. And if I'm not going to be in charge, this is not I can't be a man in this marriage.
You better make some. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If a man is going to have that mindset, which is fine, you better make some really good decisions because the first time.
Of course.
Wait. Because humans make mistakes, right? But none of us are perfect. The moment that you make a decision, and because you're the head, you're the leader, right? The moment you make a fucked up decision, I have every right to doubt your leadership skills now.
Well, I mean, you have to.
Especially if it's something that we discussed and I said, I don't think that this is a good idea. And you said, I make the final decision. You got it.
Are you married?
If that decision
have you ever been married?
I have, yeah.
If that decision, right? If me and you are having a discussion and I'm like, listen, I don't think this is a good decision and I'm going to tell you why, right? And you say, I have the final say. You got it. Now, if you make the final decision and that decision fucks up and I already warned you about it and we discussed it, right? And I gave you plenty of reasons as to why it's not a good idea, and you said that you wasn't going to listen. At that point, I can doubt your leadership.
Oh, so are we not married anymore because you doubt my leadership?
That's not what I'm saying.
You can be doubtful all you want.
That's not what I'm saying.
You still gotta follow command.
That's not.
No.
That
you
see the way that you are describing it is not something any woman is going to want to sign up
marriages.
We chose to marry each other.
Successful marriages. The successful marriages that I see, that's not how.
No, there has to be communication.
That's not how it goes.
Y'all should be able to come to a resolve.
And a lot of the time, the woman makes the decision. She has the final say so.
Okay, but those men.
I think that they both.
But those men.
They communicate.
That's called happy house, happy house, happy wife, happy house.
Listen, I have friends from lots of different cultures, Islamic, Christian.
Islam?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In Islam, who has the final say so? You can't say, please don't say a woman.
Let me tell you something. I was just in the home of an Islamic woman. And her husband comes to her. You know, he tells her, like, okay, you know, I need you to do X, Y, Z or whatever. You know, I make the money, you know, I'm just gonna give it to you. You pay the bills, this, that, and the third. We are going to communicate, but then he still wants to know her opinion, so that together, as their partnership, they make the final decision, right? But a lot of the time,
because that's what he's allowing.
But a lot of the time, so far, when she adds her 2 cents into it, that was the final decision.
Okay, that's because he's allowing that, correct?
Maybe she has wisdom and she makes sense.
Yes, but I'm telling you, he's allowing her to make those decisions, correct? Especially in Islam, if she's making this final decision, he's allowing that. But we know that ultimately he makes the final decision. Okay. That's the whole purpose of you coming under the leadership of a man, right?
Yeah, so if we're gonna keep it a buck, most of you niggas can't lead.
Especially not the black man that only makes $38,000 because he can't do certain things and he can't because he's not believing in himself.
Well, but that's what I want to get into, right? So the man who makes this is not about race. We're talking about black people, right? So the man that makes most of the income, a man that pays half the bills, right? Should he get the same type of submission?
Yes.
Should he get the same type of quiet, man? Should he get the same type of submission according to the statement you just made? No, who just made that? I think you just about the income thing. The man who pays.
I made it.
You did, okay. So the man that pays half the bills, she pays half the bills. Should that man get the same type of submission as the man that pays 100% of the bills?
Yes. We should be partners. It should not matter.
But it's not. Marriage is not a partnership.
It is. It's not an equal partnership, but it is a partnership because they work together.
Okay.
It is not. I'm not saying it's an equal partnership, but they work together. A marriage is 2 people, not 1. It's 2 people. A partnership consists of 2 people. I'm not saying it's an equal partnership, but there is some type of. You mean to tell me that there's no partnership when y'all having babies? Y'all had to be in some type of partnership to even make the baby.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's an equal partnership, but the woman has her role.
She has a role. Okay, you can if you want to work.
She does. She has her role.
If you want to work like that, that's fine. But even at a job, at the end of the day, who can who? So okay, you have a corporation, right? You get the CEO, you get the person that's head here. He hires a bunch of people who make decisions. But ultimately, if this manager, whoever decides to do A, B, and C, and he says no, I don't want you doing that. Usually, he doesn't come down and tell the manager what to do. As long as they follow the rules and guidelines that he put in place, like in marriage, I put the rules out there for y'all to follow. As long as you follow that, right? And even you can bend it or whatever. But there's going to be times where he's going to come down and say, "Nah, I don't want that happening." And guess what has to happen?
He has a legitimate reason, correct?
This is only your opinion. This is not the opinion of all men.
He has a legitimate. Legitimate reason, right? As the boss, right? As a boss, whenever he makes a decision, he explains why he's making that decision to the people that are.
No, I never said the husband.
No, that's just what I'm saying.
Of course.
So if you explain to them, listen, I know that this
so
is
the
the
idea.
idea.
So where they disagree with him?
Why? Listen.
Let's say they disagree with him.
Listen.
Let's say his decision is going to burn down the company.
Listen,
right? What still happens?
Listen. This is coming from somebody who, if you work for a corporation, sometimes you have good ideas. Sometimes, even though that man is the boss, it makes sense to listen to the people who are out there day to day working for you.
That's right.
Because they have a relationship.
They're the face of the company.
Thank you. And they have a relationship with the people that are helping you make all of this money. So it makes sense to listen to them. Now, as the boss, if you want to do what you want to do, that's on